As we head to the third inning, the Rays have struck first. They lead the game by a 1-0 score. John Lester will face Jason Bartlett, then the top of the Rays order here for the second time today. And the first pitch popped up back toward the screen. Veritek gives chase and has no play. MLB postseason on Espanol, live MLB postseason Spanish language feed available via SAP. Buck, we've seen John Lester pitch several times this season. If there has been a pattern to his work, it's right about now, is it not, where the hitters have a much tougher time against him?
Yeah, generally he really gets a feel for his breaking pitches. I haven't seen a real good cutter yet. That pitch inside that's so good for him.
And that ball hammered into left field. Bartlett has a leadoff single. Bartlett measures off a good lead over at first. He stole 20 bags in the regular season. And Veritek slides off the plate to handle ball one.
Ewan Moore gets down the line very quickly because he's got that running start with his batting style. He will be right at 4 flat, even a tick under it from time to time. He's a tough guy to double up.
Only 7 times in the regular season. Driven toward the monster and left. Bay going back on the warning track. He'll turn. That one's high off the wall. Bartlett will be stopped at third. The Rays have them second and third with nobody out. Upton has to move his feet and takes a ball low. Buck and Ron, we talked about the injury to Upton's shoulder and the effect that has had on his approach at the plate. Do you think he's 100% at this point in time?
I don't think anyone's 100% at this point in time, and I think the most important thing to do is that you just have to, forget about all those little aches and pains that you have. And I think Upton's done a nice job of that so far in the postseason.
Well, you know what? He had his mentor, Cliff Floyd, talk to him a little bit before Game 4 of the division series, and Floyd's been on him quite a bit at the end of the season. Said, you know what, BJ? Everybody's beat up right now. If you can't play, tell the skipper and we'll get somebody else out there. But play with injuries right now, and he's doing a heck of a job of blocking it out.
He's ahead in the count here. 2 balls, no strikes. And now 2-1.
Well, this is his big moment to sack fly to score. Fernando Perez. Not a good throw by Drew from right field. That ball chased up the line, but Perez with that great speed, and of course just putting the ball in play, good things can happen.
As it does here, a towering fly ball deep left field. That one is gone. A 3-run homer, B.J. Upton. And the Rays have broken it open early. They're stunned in Boston. 4-0 Tampa Bay.
John Lester hasn't been beaten in this ballpark since April, and this is a good fastball, but you can see it moved out over the plate. That's the one thing I've not seen from Lester so far, is the ability to get the ball inside. It always served him well this year, and so far he's not been able to get that ball in.
A nice shot there from the blimp as the ball ends up in the parking garage. But the Red Sox coming into the series probably overconfidently penciled a couple of wins off when Lester starts, and this will be stunning for them to get up this early.
How about his first postseason for Upton? 5 home runs now. And a 3-run shot makes it a 4-0 score, and the Fenway faithful very concerned early tonight. Here's Pena. Pena takes ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, one thing we forget is that the Rays won the East. They won the East, and they played against these guys the whole time. And even though their record wasn't great in this ballpark, they won the East. They beat the Yankees, they beat the Red Sox, they beat the Blue Jays. They think they can play with anybody.
2 balls and a strike to Pena, who lined out to center. Pena, of course, went to Northeastern University. As you see the Eastern standings, you're right. Tampa Bay not only beat Boston, but went through the Yankees and Toronto and that Baltimore ball club this year. and try to complete a magical year going from worst to first. And that's a little low. The Rays the most wins after having the worst record in baseball history. 97 wins this year, surpassing the 1991 Braves, who won 94 games but were beaten in the World Series that year by the Twins. Little ground ball foul fills up the count to Pena.
Well, but don't think for any minute here that this game is over. We're in the third inning at Fenway Park,
right,
and we have seen this thing go back and forth. Terry Francona knows his team is capable of striking at any moment of the ball game. But Ron, you made a great point about Lester. Everybody on this club, everybody in this ballpark said, "Oh, Lester will beat him twice, and we'll just figure out how we can get 2 more wins somewhere else."
That's over the outside corner. Pena knew it. And Lester strikes out his second, make that his third man of this ball game. 1 away.
Behind hitters, his breaking ball really doesn't have the snap that it had, and also has not been able to get that little cutter or ball, like you said, Buck, inside with a lot of life. It seems a little short so far early in this game.
In his young career, Lester has never lost to the Rays. He's 4-0 lifetime, and this year had given up just 2 earned runs in 20 innings pitched against the Rays in regular season play. He's given up 4 in total already tonight.
More importantly, his team has never lost to Tampa Bay when he's gone to the mound. So that's why you're confident. Hey, John has gone to the mound 7 times against Tampa Bay, and we've never lost to him.
But the Red Sox in a big hole early as Longoria waves and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Longoria really started this in the second inning, didn't he? He was down 0-2 in the count, worked the walk, scored their initial run.
It's the first time that Lester has allowed a leadoff batter to reach base, and that just changes the entire fortunes. All of a sudden, he's working out of the stretch. He's got a guy on, middle of the order. Bad things happen.
And didn't Madden say to Longoria, be patient, take your walks?
That's what I like, a ball player that listens to the skipper.
2-2 count. Driven left center field and deep as well. That one's got a chance to go, and it does. Longoria unloads with a solo home run. It's 5-0 Rays in the third. Crawford the hitter, and he slaps one foul down the left field line for a quick strike. The big question in Boston was Terry Francona's use of Josh Beckett in game 2. Beckett lasted 4 innings and a third and gave up 8 runs. Question for Terry Francona now, guys, is how long do you ride John Lester in this game tonight?
Well, when you think about Beckett and Lester back to back getting hit hard, that's a real red flag for the Red Sox. As far as how long you go with him, you just have to see some signs that he's getting better, and I haven't seen any yet.
Five runs on 5 hits, including 2 home runs. As Upton and Longoria this postseason have combined to hit 9 out of the park for the upstart Rays.
It's really amazing that Longoria in his first season and Upton, very young in his career, can come into the postseason and not be rattled, not be intimidated. And I asked Longoria about that specifically, and he said, you know, I came from Long Beach State. We had big leaguers coming back all the time, so we've been around them. And it's not that big a deal for us to be in this atmosphere.
Strike 3 on a breaking ball. Crawford frozen. He's down on strikes for the second time. 2 men are out.
What do you mean by that, Buck? Is that in the wintertime they come back to Long Beach State to work out, to get ready for spring training. So you're out there at the ballpark hitting with your, hitting with these star players, and you're simply, I can hit the ball as far as Tulowitzki. I'm doing pretty good.
Jason Giambi comes back, and he's got World Series experience, and you talk to him. What's it like up there? What's it like in the show, man? What do you do up there? And then you say, well, what about the World Series? Oh, it's awesome. You'll love it. Here they are. Postseason play, and young players have really shined the last couple of years in the postseason.
Lester so dominant in games 1 and 2 of his 2008 postseason. A long third inning here tonight. Strike to Ivar, who singled his first time up.
All of a sudden he's got his curveball now, but it might be too late.
A single, a double, a homer before the first out of this third inning was recorded. Then Longoria hit a solo shot. Now with 2 outs, Willie Ibar bats with an even count. And takes low for ball 2.
Well, I think when you looked at the Rays before they went into the postseason, you had to say to yourself, you know, we're only going to go as far as Upton and Longoria bring us. And so far, so good by these young players.
That's over the outside edge. It's 2-2.
Well, these two guys obviously the face of this franchise now, and Upton has finally found a position in center field. Longoria, not only does he hit, but he's going to win a Gold Glove in the very near future.
Driven to center field. Ellsbury broke back. Now comes in. He's got it. And the side is retired. The Rays play long ball at Fenway Park. B.J. Upton, a 3-run shot over the monster. Evan Longoria, a solo blast. A 4-run third has the Rays in front big.